On Boxing Day 1900, a supply ship arrived at a tiny remote island off the west coast of Scotland. Nobody came down to meet them. They fired a rocket. No response. Sounded the horn. Silence. Relief keeper Joseph Moore climbed 160 steps alone to the lighthouse. The door was unlocked. The clock had stopped. A meal sat on the table, half prepared. One man's oilskin coat still hung on the wall, but the lighthouse lamp was out, and the three men whose only job was to keep it burning, James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, were simply gone. No note, no struggle, no bodies. Not then, not ever. Here is where they were, the Flannan Isles, a tiny cluster of rocks rising from the Atlantic Ocean 18 miles off the west coast of Scotland, uninhabited, exposed to the full force of every storm the North Atlantic could throw at them, so remote and so dangerous that local people called them the Seven Hunters and refused to spend the night there. The lighthouse had only been built a year earlier, completed in 1899, specifically to warn ships away from these rocks, and it took 3 experienced men to keep it running. James Duckett was the principal keeper, 44 years old, 22 years of service, a man who had worked lighthouses all his life and knew the sea better than most men ever would. He had a wife and 4 children waiting for him on the mainland. Thomas Marshall was his assistant, young, careful, so worried about losing equipment in storms that he had once been fined for exactly that, which matters later. And Donald MacArthur was the 3rd man, standing in for a colleague who was ill, known for a short temper, known for his fists. 3 experienced men, one of the most dangerous postings in Scotland. On December 7th, 1900, just 8 days before they disappeared, the lighthouse superintendent, Robert Muirhead, visited the island. He shook hands with all 3 men and said goodbye. He later said it was the most painful memory of his life. The first sign that something was wrong came from a passing ship. On the night of December 15th, 1900, the steamer Archer, sailing from Philadelphia to Scotland, passed the Flannan Isles and noticed something alarming. The lighthouse was dark. The captain made a note in his log and planned to report it when he docked. But his own ship ran aground in the Firth of Forth and the message was delayed. By the time the Northern Lighthouse Board found out, it was December 18th. 3 days of darkness, 3 days of ships passing those rocks with no warning light. The relief vessel Hesperus was supposed to sail immediately, but December storms off the Scottish coast are not negotiable. For 6 days, 6 more days, the weather refused to let them go. It was Boxing Day, December 26th, before the Hesperus finally reached the island. Captain Harvey sounded his horn as they approached. No response. He sent up a flare. Nothing moved on the island. No flag flew from the flagpole. Nobody came down to the landing. Joseph Moore went ashore alone. He climbed 160 stone steps cut into the cliff face. He reached the lighthouse door. Closed, but unlocked. He pushed it open. The clock on the wall had stopped. The beds were unmade, as if the men had risen and simply never come back. In the kitchen, a meal had been prepared but not finished. A chair lay on its side on the floor. One set of oilskins and sea boots was still hanging inside the lighthouse. In December, on one of the most exposed islands in Scotland, in the middle of Atlantic storm season, one man had left without his coat. Moore searched every room, every corner. He went outside and searched the island. He found no trace of Ducat, Marshall, or MacArthur anywhere. He climbed back down to the landing and rowed back to the Hesperus. Captain Harvey sent an urgent telegram to the Northern Lighthouse Board that same day. A dreadful accident has happened at the Flannans. The 3 keepers have disappeared from the island. When Superintendent Muirhead arrived to investigate, he found something important at the West Landing. The storm had done extraordinary damage. Iron railings had been bent over, a railway track wrenched out of its concrete moorings, a heavy wooden box stored discovered in a crevice 110 feet above sea level. Broken open, its contents scattered among the rocks below. Whatever hit that west landing had been enormous. Muirhead's conclusion: Marshall and Duckett had gone down to secure the equipment. A wave had taken them. MacArthur, the one without his coat, had seen what happened and run out to hell. The wave took him too. 3 men, gone in seconds. Over the years, the story grew. Dramatic logbook entries began appearing in newspapers and books. Marshall allegedly writing that the storm was the worst in 20 years. Duckett going silent. MacArthur crying. All 3 men praying together. A final entry supposedly reading: storm ended. Sea calm. God is over all. People wanted the story to be stranger than it was, and so they made it stranger. But those logbook entries were investigated by a journalist named Mike Dash. He found no evidence they ever existed. They almost certainly were invented years after the fact, as by people who wanted a better story than the real one. The real story is this: 3 experienced men went down to the West Landing in a December Atlantic storm to secure equipment and supplies. A rogue wave, the kind that strikes without warning and without mercy on exposed Atlantic coastlines, swept all 3 of them into the sea. No bodies were ever found. The Atlantic kept them. Duckett left behind a wife and 4 children. Marshall left behind a father, a brother, and a sister. MacArthur left behind a wife and 2 young children who never learned exactly what had happened to him. The lighthouse still stands on Island Moor today. It runs automatically now. No keeper needed. A light in the darkness operated by machines instead of men. Nobody has lived there since December 15th, 1900. The last men to keep that light burning walked down to the West Landing one December afternoon and never came back, and the light went out. 3 experienced men, one of the most dangerous postings in Scotland. They knew that island. They knew those cliffs. They knew the Atlantic. On December 15th, 1900, they walked down to the West Landing and never came back. James Ducat left behind 4 children who never learned what happened to their father. The lighthouse still stands today, still lit, still warning ships away from those rocks. But nobody has lived there since that December afternoon. The last men to keep that light burning simply walked into the Atlantic and disappeared. Some doors, once closed, never open again.